We are both mic'd. We are in a very cacophonous place. We will do our best to try not to talk over each other, and hopefully the loud sounds that will be emanating from everywhere won't drive you nuts. If they do, you might want to turn down the sound a little bit. We are on Fremont Street in Las Vegas, and we are here. My form of gambling is trying to find something great that I think a collector is going to like. I'm not a gaming person. I don't really bet in casinos. I'm not a big drinker. So why am I in Vegas? Well, if you saw our live earlier today, you know it was because I was here to meet Thrifting Vegas, Tiffany, and Danny the Niche Lady, and also Sunny Las Vegas, and Mikey Tiger Money. And so we are, hi Tiger, good to see you. And so we are here, and what we're going to do is take a fairly spry, quick walk through the Fremont area of Las Vegas, because this is where all of the casinos started. This is the original Glitter Gulch. If you saw Diamonds Are Forever, the James Bond movie in 1971, it was filmed, parts of it were filmed here. The introduction and various scenes of the TV show Vegas in the late 70s were filmed here as well.
Hi, Twist of Fate. This is going to be a live stream with both of us. We're going to be talking. It's not going to be just George. We're out in public. It's loud. Just be prepared.
Yes. Now, if you stick with us, the prize is when we get through all of this and it gets quieter, we are going to walk all the way down to the only hotel in Vegas that has been left in its original form as a casino, which is really cool. And we'll have fun there too. So this is what Las Vegas looked like in 1930. It was the Depression. Hoover Dam was being built, but there was not a lot going on in this little dusty town on a wash with about 20,000 people. So the Nevada State Legislature re-legalized gambling. And so this is 1920, when the town had about 10 or 15,000 people, and you could not gamble here. You couldn't do a lot of things here. It was a very prim and proper town. Nevada came out of its pioneer phase, and in 1909, the legislature said no more gambling, which is why, even though it was established in 1905 and renovated in the Art Deco period, the Golden Gate Hotel here is the oldest hotel left in Las Vegas. It actually is, well, second oldest. We'll see the oldest, but it is the oldest one that is a casino. It became a casino in 1955. There's Las Vegas in 1908, the year before they made gambling illegal for a period of time, and it is a really little dusty town. So we're going to cross the street here as soon as the light turns our way, but we'll keep showing you these pictures here. You can see the original, even pre-neon signs with the bulbs here, and some of these places that weren't around. Now here we go, and we're in Technicolor, because this is the same place around 1950. All right, I think we are good to go here. Now, it is going to get loud in here. They put a roof over this in 1994 and decided to call it Fremont Experience. It was a way to try to get people back in here because everyone was going to the Strip, and these old casinos were afraid they'd go out of business. So it's very loud. It's very entertainment focused. I'm going to shut up while we go past the music.
This was George's idea to start here.
There's no escaping it. This is the place that you come for the free entertainment. Ah, yes. And we have a bar top dancer behind us. It's all about free entertainment. And yes, you can have a cocktail and walk down the street with it here. Over here, this is the original Pioneer. It is no longer a casino, but you can see the big giant cowboys left behind. Hello. Here are some of our showgirls. They're not interested in us, I guess. Home weaving is the way to make money. You see this in Key West also. They make flowers and things. This is a 90s cover band that plays here regularly. Now this was called glitter.
I want to go down one side and back the other. It's not this side. Show this side.
Okay. Actually, I think in the middle here we can show all of the stuff that's interesting here, so we'll get there. On the left is Binion's. When you talk about older casinos in Vegas, nobody ever mentions Binion's, but it actually was the first one in 1951 to do the big neon sign and all the flashing bulbs and all of the fluorescent tube. This is all original from 1951. This is one of the few that has not been changed wildly. And they have a place that you can have fish eat the scales off your feet, among other things. These are oddball things. You can stick to whatever and they flash and do crazy stuff. Now we're getting to the main intersection of Glitter Gulch in the old days, and she would like to hit us with that thing. I don't think I'm interested. So, in the old days, this was the main casino corner in Las Vegas before the Strip really got going. And we have Binion's on this corner. Golden Nugget has actually been in operation since 1956. It's one of the oldest casinos, or 46 actually.
On the way back.
Okay, we'll see
this
that.
This side.
Okay. This one is the Fremont, and this is Fremont Street, named for John Fremont, who was the explorer who found the Grand Canyon and the Colorado River and helped set up the California Republic. During that brief period of time when it looked like California might end up being its own country. And then you see what they've done to the ceiling here. They have zip lining overhead. This was their idea, was to make this a big covered entertainment area, and that was their way to revive it. But the Fremont has been here since 1956. And of course, it with Binion's, and then the ones you'll see on the other corners when we turn around here are going to be the originals from this section. And that's mainly what I'm interested in, is finding the old casinos and just seeing what they're like today. Now, if you don't mind to oblige me, because I know where we're going to go at the end. If we come over here, we can now turn back and show these other two.
Wait, okay, down here?
Yeah, let's come down here. Actually, we can also show the Apache Hotel. Gambling became legal in 1931, and the Apache Hotel was the first hotel built right after that. And it is still there, and it is still pretty much exactly, it's part of Binion's now, but it's exactly like it was in 1932, that little 3-story brick there.
Yes.
And then underneath
it's
here,
a little easier to hear us now.
Yes. Now turning around here, the Golden Nugget is the longest continuing operating casino on this part of Las Vegas. It opened in 1946. It's been extensively renovated, so it doesn't look the same that it used to. Unlike Binion's, which still has the original 1951 liquor and newsstand neon and the neon with all of the different games you can play. And
okay,
then
back into the...
Well, let's go this way because I'd like to show this one too. And we can do this because the light's green down there. This one is the fourth one on the big corner here. And it is the Four Queens. And that one opened in 1965, so we are the same age. So this was the big flashy place to go back in the day when the Strip was just a little thing. A lot of the big entertainers actually performed here on Fremont Street before they performed on the Strip. So you had, I think Elvis performed in some of these casinos. In fact, the one we're going to at the end of the Strip here. And that's why I wanted to show this now, because we're going to walk through the rest of this and show this to you. And then we're going to go down to the most original remaining casino, which dates back to before the Second World War, to about the time when the mob started to get involved with the casinos here.
Okay, let's go.
Ironically, they've taken the old courthouse, which was built in about 1925, and they have turned it into a museum for the mob and organized crime. Now back when, whoa.
We are going to witness the most anticipated match in the history of professional wrestling.
We can show some of the performers too.
Oh yeah. Well, we can do that walking back too. I just don't want to deafen everybody in the process. It is loud here, folks.
Oh baby.
Oh baby. Now when you get this here. Naughty, naughty. That woman is attempting to lasso Zeno with a whip. It's an interesting juxtaposition. You have people with sadomasochism, and then you have people walking around with news of the salvation and the resurrection. So Las Vegas is definitely an interesting place. There is one casino here, and I don't know which one it is, that you can still play individual slots with the arms.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't. Okay.
Of course, all of this only happened because of the Great Depression. Nevada actually made gambling illegal to shake off its pioneer status. and to try to modernize and become a respectable place, and it didn't really work.
Actually, representing Robert Smith tonight, and since you just sang a song, I guess I'll cover this one for you. Give your voice a little rest. I hope we have a couple of...
See, they're not going to do anything until someone gives them a tip. It's definitely very Vegas.
Right.
Ah, there we go. Now we can breathe. I have to say that is a very interesting place to walk through. It's definitely not the kind of thing I seek out as a general rule, but it is fun to show off.
We had breakfast over there.
Yes, the most expensive Denny's on earth.
Except for the other one in the suburbs.
Yeah, well, that's true. That was pretty expensive too. It's pretty crazy. Yes, it used to be Vegas was a place to get cheap booze and cheap food, and that was to keep you in front of the gaming machines. Now it's about entertainment and good food that you pay money for. It also is still about gambling, but it's maybe a little bit more focused on, I mean, there's parts of the area that are really family focused. You can't really tell by looking at this part. But yeah, Nevada wanted to be a respectable place, and the Depression came, and they realized the mining was getting played out. There was not a lot of arable land, and it was the smallest state in the entire country by population. And so to get people to come here, they made it very easy to get married, very easy to get divorced, and very easy to drop your money into slot machines. In 1925, the only light on this street was the one stoplight. Oh yes. If you are already very full of hamburgers, they will let you eat for free.
Yes.
I do not qualify.
Both of us together, maybe.
Now, on the right here is one of the old, from one of the other old casinos. I can't remember which one it is, but they have preserved some of these that where the casino is gone, they preserved some of the marquees. So we've got the Cowboy, I think that might be the Pioneer Club again, but you've got the Bucking Bronco, which is cool. But we're coming close on the left to the one hotel that is still really original. And it's got some really cool memorabilia in it, as I recall. So we're going to take a look at that for you. And then you'll have gotten a little bit of a taste of what the Fremont Experience is like.
Well, we're going to head back through the other way.
Yes, we can certainly come back. And
then we will see... And then we'll try to see some of the performers or something. Maybe
yeah, we'll just sort of show you, but we'll do the vintage part first. You see there's old hotels and neon down the side streets too. Those were like the Oasis. Those were less expensive places to stay back in the 50s.
Oh.
So we're gonna go this way.
What?
We're gonna go this way.
Yeah, but I want to be on that side.
Yeah, actually,
because
you know
I want
what?
to come back on the other side.
That's fine, because that side will get a good view of where we're going.
Yep.
Now, this is a neat looking building. It looks very deco, but this was actually made to look that way.
This here?
Yes. This area is called Fremont East. You notice it suddenly got a lot quieter. It's not that there aren't clubs and bars, but this is a little more local. This is actually where people who live in Vegas go if they go out. I understand. So you will see a little different vibe, and it's a lot lower to the ground and a little closer to human scale, which I have to admit I prefer, but I'm a fuddy-duddy, what can I tell you? And that's why you probably won't catch me in any of these places. But we are getting close to a couple of casinos down here that have been around for a while, and some more cool neon. On the right here, we have the Fremont Country Club with its dancing girl, and
This
that's a
one's
rather fun spot. Yes, this is where we're headed. And I think we're going to get a chance to look at it because we are across the street, and the light is going to turn red on us, I think.
Well, this is where you wanted to go.
Are we still able to cross? I think we're still able to cross.
Yep, because it's green.
Let's do it, yeah. Yeah, on the left is the El Cortez Hotel, and that was built in 1941. It is the only one that they have left the original building the way it was. They obviously put a lot of neon back in the day, but they left all the original architecture. You can stay in the original 47 rooms. They actually charge a premium for that now. And there's some cool historical memorabilia we'll see in there in a little bit.
Do you need a spa massage?
I don't need a spa massage, actually. Well, I don't know, maybe. Been on my feet a lot the last couple of days. I got to say, Danny and Tiffany have kind of run my legs off. If you hadn't had a chance to see the, we have a video on the live stream here that we did earlier today with Danny, the niche lady at her shop, and met a whole bunch of really neat people, YouTubers who are here in Las Vegas. Fremont Country Club, I believe, is an older place, and we've got this fun neon above us, but we're going to go in the side door of the El Cortez.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
My grandmother, after my grandfather died, raised 4 kids on her own, worked really hard, didn't have a lot of money, and I remember when I was a little kid, we took her to the San Diego airport, and she left, and when she came back, she gave me a little miniature roulette wheel that you played from the El Cortez Hotel, because this is where she stayed, and she had such a great time doing it. Let's see. Yes, this was Block 16, the red light district at one time before things were legal here and put out in the small cities. Las Vegas had a reputation for a red light district, and this was the beginning of it right about the time this place opened.
Yes, we did see Tiffany.
We did, and it was so much fun. They were just wonderful and really gracious. Now, this is not the casino that has, one of these, and I don't know which, still has one-armed bandits. And I have to admit, I've had slot machines to buy and sell before, and I love the feel of that. I'm not a gambler, but I would get one and use it as a bank just because it's a fun way to put money in the bank, right? If you had it in your home. It is actually not legal to own slot machines in 4 or 5 states still, even today. But we're going to come down here, and we'll show you the.
We can't film like you're just walking through.
Oh, I'm sorry.
People in the background, so
okay.
we allow some filming, but we can't have anyone in the background of your shots.
Okay, is it all? We were just going to head to the pictures and show just those. Is that all right?
Show the ground.
Sure.
Until you get
Okay,
there.
but the hallway, right?
Very good.
Open areas. We have to put up
Gotcha.
filming.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Thank you.
Okay.
Very
thank
good.
you.
Okay, well, that's good to know. We don't want to embarrass anybody here or ourselves. So this hallway.
You want to start here?
Yeah, we can start right here. This was sponsored by the Mob Museum that's just opened, and they talk about all sorts of history here in Vegas. Here's the El Cortez. You can see it is just like you saw on the outside, except it's all 1930s and 40s cars. And this was, they opened it in 41, and then it was sold to several mobsters in 1945, because that was about the time that the mob was rolling into town, which eventually, well, you can find out all about that if you go to the Mob Museum. And here are the gangsters who bought this hotel. And they also put the money they made from this hotel into building the Flamingo, which was the first hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. Bugsy Siegel was behind it. He told them it would cost $1 million. When it went to $6 million, they put a hit out on him and he was murdered. They did get it open though, and the Flamingo, which unfortunately is torn down, was a beautiful facility. Now it's just a big casino that looks like all the others on the Strip. So this hotel actually made the Strip possible. Here it is in the 50s. There's, we'll go up the hall and down. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, here's Glitter Gulch when it's just starting to get glittery. This is 1949. And you can see the Hotel Apache, which we showed you, that's in the middle, and the Golden Nugget. And here we see a bunch of other hotels that are no longer here. The Monte Carlo, was an old famous one. The Las Vegas, the Savoy. That's funny. It says it was Las Vegas spelled backwards. I don't see that one on here, but it's somewhere in the picture. So they were having fun.
Yeah.
Yes. The Boulder Club. This is the 1930s. After gambling is, nobody lived here. Nobody was coming here. It was a tiny, tiny state. It had fewer people than any other state in the country, and no resources to work with. And so, against their better judgment, gambling became legal again. And because of that, Las Vegas in the 20th century is the city that grew in 2005. It went from about 15,000 people to 500,000 in the city and about 2 million in the area. So it is, apparently it worked. The Las Vegas Club here is the first small hotel out on the Strip. This was the El Rancho. It opened in the early 40s and was just before the war, and was the first mobster-owned casino in Las Vegas. And that's why it opened out there, because at the time it was outside the city limits, so it was outside jurisdiction. That is the other reason the Strip developed. This is the El Dorado parade, and they have Death Valley is not far from here in California, and that's where the Borat, who were 1950s kids, will remember that you could get plastic versions of the 20 Mule Team. I've sold them several times in my antique stores, actually. And, you know, it's, and let's see here. You've got one more person behind you. Sorry about that. Yes, this is 1958, the hotel we're in here. $2.95 for a charbroiled steak dinner. And that wasn't actually that cheap. Here's the Golden Nugget with its
signal
original.
Getting weaker.
Okay, we'll see how the signal holds up. And then here's the Fabulous Flamingo. This is the one that made these very famous.
We're going to head out, and we just have some pictures to show you here, and we're going to head back outside soon. So
around to go. There's the old Pioneer Club. This is in the middle of the Fremont district. This is the one that's no longer a casino, but they left the neon and the cowboy. Here we go. Frank Sinatra on Fremont Street. A lot of the stars performed here originally. So this is 1954. And apparently it's actually, he's at one of the theaters here, and it's to publicize the suspense drama Suddenly. I don't remember that one. He played a crazed assassin, apparently. I like this one because it's got a 1955 Studebaker Conestoga wagon in the front, and I'm a Studebaker guy.
The Moulin Rouge.
The Moulin Rouge was the first place in Vegas that would let you in regardless of your color, and a lot of the people who were performers who were black back then preferred to perform there because of it, because they didn't have the embarrassment of being snuck in the back. This is just really fun to me. Talk about showgirls. This is Miss Atomic Bomb, 1951. This is when they were still doing the, or 1957 actually. This is right about the time they're realizing that maybe the above ground testing is a bad idea, but she's sure having fun with it. Elvis and Louis Prima and Keely Smith. It's interesting that I never think of them all being together, but they were definitely in the same era. And of course we have the Rat Pack here, as you see, performing. And
okay, and who are they?
Well, we have
point to them.
Okay, we've got Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. and Joey Bishop.
And who's the other guy?
I'm
Peter
not sure.
Lawford.
Let's see. Oh, Peter Lawford. I forget about Peter Lawford. Yeah, that's right. He was number 5. And it's funny. They definitely did a lot of partying on the Strip and helped establish this place as a party place. And that's when things became a little more wide open. Here is the new owner of the Hotel Cortez in the 60s. And this was, you'll see the owner next to Sonny Liston. This was the Patterson-Liston fight, which was very, very, very famous boxing match in Las Vegas. Kenny Epstein, I don't really know him. Here's Binion's Horseshoe with the $1 million display. Nowadays, you have to go to Montana and you can see the 50,000 silver dollars. I don't think they put $1 million out there for you to look at in the casinos anymore. Muhammad Ali, another big boxing match that was held here in Vegas. I think he was actually Muhammad Ali by then. This is Caesar's Palace. And let's see what this last one here is.
One more and then we're heading out.
Okay, yeah, that's just when they added the, here's the Mob Museum. This is right behind where we're staying, and this is the National Museum of Organized Crime and Law Enforcement, and they actually put on this display. It seems like a really neat place, and they've even got a speakeasy downstairs. So we're going to move forward here.
We're heading outside because the signal is, we're losing you, so we're going to head on out.
Yep. A version of Viva Las Vegas by Elvis. I used to sing in a band, and that was one of the songs we did. But unfortunately, YouTube frowns on us singing other people's copyrighted music. So we're just going to talk over the music they're playing here while we walk out and show you the floor because they asked us not to show people. So here we go. All right. Okay, well, that was fun. Collector's Gallery across the street actually says it has antiques and collectibles, and we could go in there and see if that's true. If you, but it looks to me like they sell Red Bull and Budweiser. But there is an area to the south of here called the Arts District that has a clock repair, 2 antique malls. It's near where Pawn Stars is. So there actually is a lot pretty adjacent to this within a mile that's still in what is the old part of Las Vegas that is antique and vintage related. There's other antique malls around town.
Is that an old sign?
I think that may be a fantasy sign.
Because they have at the bottom, they have those plaques like they move them away.
You know what? I think that is one of the old ones. That might be from the Stardust, actually, which was torn down and rebuilt. I don't know that for sure, but I bet it would say if we went over there. Yeah. But you guys will have to look it up, or I will.
They have a plaque. I saw it on this one. This is the best one.
Yes, I like that one too. Yeah,
it's nice. The star isn't working.
Yeah, but yeah, I love that with the Sputnik on top. They definitely have tried to preserve the old signs as some of the old places have gone away, which is nice. So let's see here. And interesting, this is an art gallery here on the right, Emergency Arts. It looks like it's kind of avant-garde. It's closed, of course, because it's this time of night. Although most everything else is open.
Mother's Mustache is only quiet because we are a block away from the full-on
It's going to get louder, and this is the Friday before Christmas. The day after Christmas, this city will be mobbed through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which is why we're leaving tomorrow morning. Because as much fun as it might be, I have to say it's fun showing you this, and it's fun walking through and talking about how it got to be here and all, but I'm not really a casino person, so it's definitely a little too many people for me for revelry these days. I think a lot of us can proudly say that we did all of this stuff when we were younger and got it out of our system, and I certainly qualify on that score. But yeah, you'll see it'll get bigger here in a minute. I like this big thing with the martini glass with the olive that comes on.
Okay, so
yes, on the.
They don't have the cowboy lit up, or the.
No, I don't think they have that one wired, or it's not on in any event. Some of the places don't turn them on until certain times of night. Binion's doesn't turn their neon on until about 9 o'clock at night for whatever reason, probably because it costs them a fortune to run it. And also because, you know, this is a night town, so people are just starting to get out at 9 o'clock at night for this kind of thing.
Okay, so here we are back in this.
Yes, so for you folks who didn't come with us on the first half of this, if you want to hear the little bits I had to say about it, you'll have to watch the first half of this. I think we're just going to take in the entertainment as we walk back through here.
We're going to go down the other side.
Yes, and we'll just see what else there is to see here and show you as we find it. But I will get pretty quiet here because it's going to be very loud. Did he leave that guy $1 or take $1 out?
Nacho Daddy.
Yes.
Who's your daddy? I'm not your daddy.
And the most expensive White Castle on earth.
No, we're not going to zip line.
No, I've done that in some really beautiful natural places, and even though it'd be fun to do, I'll save it for another canyon in Costa Rica.
What's the D? Vintage Vegas.
The D is another casino that is built on this corner. They're opposite the other ones.
Okay.
Did you see the mime only in Vegas?
Someone said they were at the D. They stayed at the D.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty modern. Did you see the mime? And only in Vegas can you get paid to just sit there.
Oh, we'll have to get that. We'll have to get that later.
Oh. Yeah, everyone else wants booze. This is our guilty
just
pleasure.
Nuts.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, that looks great. But not necessarily to walk through a whole ton of people.
What?
Oh, yes, there's that now. It's so strange to see that. When I was
here we go. What's this?
last year, that wasn't a thing.
What's he doing? I'm going to go sit.
I think it's a contortionist.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he's going to do something. We should go over on the other side here. Come on. Is he gonna fit?
I already feel claustrophobic.
I think George could do that once. Quick, walk it. He gone. No, you go. Go. You do it.
No, that's okay. I figured we filmed the guy making his living. We ought to give him a tip.
Okay, let's go.
Now, this was the old El Portal. This was originally the Theater and Cultural Center and had a wonderful Spanish lobby and like Moorish revival. I'm hoping they're going to restore this at some point.
Debbie from Chicago said she hasn't been here since the 90s. It looks different.
It really does. The first year I came here, they had just closed all of this to put this big roof and all this stuff on. And it's the first time I've been here. I've been to Vegas a couple of times to visit family, but again, I'm not a gambler, so I never came back down here until this time.
Who wants to see George get whipped?
Oh, no, thank you. There better be a lot of super chats for that.
Yeah, super chat if you want the girls to whip George. Uh-oh, someone gave $100. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
Don't scare me like that. Believe me, there will be many other opportunities to meet dominatrix apparently along this stretch. Oh, don't walk through there. What? We just about did a photo bomb there, which would have actually been really funny.
I thought somebody was... Okay, well, the performance is at least died down a bit, so it's not...
Yeah, we seem to be between sets, so you can actually hear
you can hear us.
Which is kind of nice.
My backpack still...
Oh, yes, it's all there and everything is in it.
We have a very down and out Ninja Turtle.
Aw. Someone will come along. I just... I don't really get the Ninja Turtle looked like he was going to be a flasher
or something. I don't know. Well, maybe.
Oh, yes. And for those of you who are fans with the Chippendales, we will walk by them and you can have your photo taken, but we're not supposed to video them, so we'll just have to let you imagine from a safe distance.
Yeah, well, I don't think.
Yeah, someone is having fun. That's a picture she'll live to regret. Speaking of which, the one of the Hangover movies was filmed down right in front of one of the antique malls I was mentioning.
The third one.
Down the street. Well, there, if you don't want to pay for the chip. If ice cream isn't your gig, then maybe pre-mixed margaritas and pina coladas are.
Oh, yeah. See, here we go.
It got more and more popular and fewer and fewer people were coming to Glitter Gulch. They decided they needed to build a big casino, a couple of them, and we're going to see one of them here. This is the Plaza. It's from the 70s. You can tell because it has this neat restaurant, which is a steakhouse, with a slogan that I don't think we would do these days, but it's been there since the 1970s. So we have beef, booze, and broads. Obviously, from a different era in time.
Yeah, so now we're out in a little bit of a.
Yes.
I'm gonna flip the camera around actually.
Okay.
Whoa, hold on there. I didn't let it go. There we go.
Hey, there we are. One nice thing is we don't have a problem with lighting here at night.
Yeah.
They seem to have taken care of that for us. But,
Dino. Who's Dino?
oh, yes. We're glad to have you along with us. This is our last night in town, so we thought we would just take a stroll and show you what's happening. And it's certainly a lot. We're going to go down the block and show you one more 1970s vintage casino that has was one of the first in the vicinity of this that was sort of the modern era with the giant tower and all of that. So, yes, I'm walking out of frame. Okay.
Don't do that.
It's easy to just sort of wander here, as people do. But yes, I have to say I think this part of town is actually in some ways more interesting than the Strip. It's certainly a little more, I guess, down and dirty, but it really has come a long way. It's a lot cleaner and better looking than it was in 1994.
Well, we drove up the Strip, and it was pretty packed. And I don't know, it didn't seem like you could. I don't know. We were in the car, so.
Where's that?
The Strip.
The Strip.
Are there enough places like outside there to go hang out and sort of do that thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. Hoover Dam is near here because, boy, do they use a lot of the electricity. Something like a quarter of the electricity from Hoover Dam goes to power Las Vegas. And that's pretty amazing considering I think it's the largest concrete dam in the world, if I'm not mistaken, even to this day. Although there's one in China that might be...
The Three Gorges, isn't that bigger?
I think that might be bigger now.
It's really big, but I don't know if
I don't know whether the structure is bigger.
It's not mud.
Yeah, I don't know if the structure is bigger though. I know the lake behind it is huge, but I'm not sure how deep that gorge was.
So yeah, here is the other end.
Yes, here's the other end of the California. And we'll go one more block and show you kind of close to where we're staying because there are a few old buildings there and you'll get a feel for what Las Vegas looked like in the old days.
And what is Main Street Station?
Oh, it's a big entertainment place.
Okay, let's walk over here.
You want to walk this way?
Yep.
Okay. I have to say that was fun, but a little bit of that is enough for me.
Well, we're going back.
Yes. All right.
Oh yeah, so
yes, so
California where aloha is spoken, yeah.
Right, yes, I get a kick out of that.
Okay, so let's cross here.
Yep.
That's back under, you can see back there, that's that cover that goes over the street. And that's where it's extending over the intersection.
And the Binions made the mistake of putting the time on, so you can see how much time you've wasted.
Yeah, here's the circa that you couldn't see.
Yeah,
when
this
we were
is
underneath
brand new, or at least very recent.
Is this the one that has the television on the other side?
Yes, it has a big swimming pool,
Yeah.
and then you watch sports from the swimming pool on this giant screen TV.
Yeah, we can see it from our room, which is rather annoying. I must
Yeah,
say.
it is kind of annoying, and we're like 3 blocks away. It's annoying to me because I'm seeing hockey games and I can't hear what they're doing. Well, they've had soccer. Okay, we're going to try again. We are just about...
Just stay back a bit near me.
Okay. All right, there we go. I see
These actors, you can't do anything with them.
I'm not an actor. That's the problem. I don't really know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing in my field, and it's a good thing because that makes up for my delightful amateurishness in front of the camera. But we're going to take a look down. Let's see if there's anything more we can show them down this block. No, I think it's the next one. There's one more little strip that we can show you that's got some old stuff that's kind of interesting. And mildly famous in Vegas, and then I think we'll wrap up at that point.
Well, and you can see we're the other side of that.
Yep, there we go. That's the middle of Glitter Gulch. That's the big intersection with the Fremont and the Golden Nugget and the Four Queens. And
So where are we
Vineyards.
going now?
We're going to go one more block, and we'll just show them a couple of the old buildings that were left that were on the side streets. It's hard to believe that anything is left from the early days of Las Vegas, but there is a little bit, and we'll show you that shortly after we're allowed to cross here. That's the other reason they have that one street with the cover, is because you can wander around and not worry, but once you get off there, then you have to kind of watch what you're doing. But
Udalali was saying good night.
oh, good night. Nice to see you. Yes, New York, the Paris, all of those things are on the Strip. And it's funny, you can go to New York, Paris, and Venice, all by coming to Las Vegas. But I have to be honest with you, the New York is a very sanitized version of New York from what I saw of actual New York. And the Eiffel Tower is not nearly as large as the real one in Paris. So, you know, if you want to stay in country and see those things, well, come here. I'm looking forward to seeing the real ones outside where they actually are from. But yes, the Strip is very different. The Strip is very tall, massive hotel towers with all sorts of spectacle in front of each one to get you to go into them and not into the next one. It's a lot less collaborative than the way that they do with these older casinos down here. It's a different experience. There are more fun, and I'm still not completely ready to be in giant crowds. So I like this because I can skirt the edges and walk around. The Strip just seems like it's wall to wall people. All right, we're almost to the last block here where we'll show you a couple of the old structures that survived, and then we will
A lot of construction.
say goodnight. Yes, there's always a lot of construction in Vegas. If there's not construction in Vegas, things are not going well because it is always being regenerated.
Okay, you can see George.
Yes, and that's a neat old building from about 1920, so this is pre-gambling days. And of course, yes, I'm biased by the fact that it has my name on it, but
Although it's called the Triple George, can you imagine three of him?
Three of me. Oh, it's like my 3 channels. Isn't that great? Yeah, so this is a 1920s building from the non-gambling era that has been turned into a steakhouse, and it has some wonderful Beaux-Arts style tile and the old panes.
Yeah, right here.
And the graphics. I really like the frieze up on the top with the diamonds in it. So a little bit of castellation or dental molding there. It looks like it might have actually been a bank originally with this lintel over it. It was definitely supposed to be something that was prominent. And it's one of the few places in Vegas that is around that dates from before gambling was the thing. So I thought this might be a great place to wrap up.
Well, if you
You want me to stand on something?
Stand on this.
I guess I've got to have my head up by the sign. Here
Yes.
we go. So thank you for coming with us. We had a lot of fun here in Las Vegas. Meeting Tiffany from Thrifting Vegas and Danny, the niche lady, was so great. We went shopping on a marathon thrifting/antiquing excursion yesterday. They will have videos coming out soon, I think in the next week with that on their channel, so check them out. I'll have mine coming out probably in January. So check that out on the main channel, The Antique Nomad, and we will see you there. And again, I'm sure we'll come to you live from somewhere else in the not too distant future. I hope you had fun with us, and I guess that's it. Bye for now.
See you later. Have a good night. Merry Christmas.